Awesome. So yeah, our slime's like kind of coming together. Mine's like pretty solid now.
Your slime looks much better than mine. Out of you.
Perfect. All right, ready?
I'm super ready. I'm
All
really
right.
excited about making slime.
Let's do it. Hey there guys, what's up? My name is Mathé and you guys are watching What the Mathé. Today I am with my friend Olof, CEO of Mixmax.
Hi everyone, I'm Olof. Nice to meet you.
So tell me a little bit about Mixmax. What is Mixmax?
Well, Mixmax is we like to think about it as the future of all of your external communication. So in a way, if you use Slack to chat within your team, Mixmax is what you use to talk outside of your team.
Awesome. Cool. So today we're actually going to make some slime. So let's get started with that and then I'll ask you
I've
questions.
never done this. How does
So we're
this
going to put
work?
the glue in first. So how did you get the idea for Mixmax?
Well, Mixmax was actually us really scratching an itch of our own. Mixmax was all just about solving the fact that communication really sucks and is really boring. So we have incredibly powerful devices, but still we're just like writing plain text on like digital paper. So we haven't gotten actually anything out of our devices. So we were like, oh, how awesome would it be if you could like have messages that were really rich, expressive, and if you could embed software directly inside of a message. And that's kind of the impetus for Mixmax. So one of the like a really popular features is you can embed times from your Google Calendar directly in a message. Someone can tap on a time and the meeting's automatically set up.
That's awesome.
Rather than doing like 10 messages back and forth, which is crazy.
I've used it for interviews actually, where we're sending out stuff for interviews to people and we'll have them just choose their own times.
Awesome.
It works out very well.
Saves a bunch of time.
So you're
This is what's next.
This is what's actually we're gonna put the baking soda in.
Oh, got it.
Are you an only founder?
No, there are three of us. Total.
Okay.
Myself, Brad, and Shampoy.
And how'd you guys meet?
We worked together at a prior startup called Inkling.
Okay.
We were kind of product design and engineering leads of something completely different, but we hit it off there.
Awesome. And how long have you guys been in business for?
Well, the product's been around for roughly 2.5 years.
Okay.
So yeah,
Wow.
really strong.
That's awesome. My friend Spencer also works with you guys. We
I
went to
know,
school
we're
together.
so excited. I guess that's how we know each other, right?
Yes. That's awesome. So here, we'll put some.
How do you know how much of that you need?
I actually have no clue. We're just gonna wing it.
But you're supposed to put some of this on, I bet, right?
Yeah, that too.
I'll give you a squirt one. See if we get a...
Yeah, just like mix them
I
up.
hope this is not one of these chemical reactions where it like blows.
It blows up in the office. Actually, I think it's like almost this is supposed to coat it.
And where does the stirring come in?
I think it's just like during, I guess.
So are you going to do one of these things, which is like a cooking show, where, you know, before and after, a 10 minute
yeah, it's like
cut?
When we make some slime.
Nice.
So that's awesome. So what was the process from like coming up with the idea to like raising funding or did you guys raise funding?
Yeah, we did a seed round right about when we started.
Okay. And what was that process like from working at another startup to like leaving and then starting this?
Wow, so many different angles to answer that question. This is becoming kind of slimy actually
it is
already.
A little slimy.
It's crazy. First of all, I think there's kind of just like a tactical aspect to it, then there's like an entire emotional aspect to it as well.
Right.
But I mean, technically you like decide that you want to do a company, I think mainly not so much because there's like a particular idea you're wedded to, but because there are particular people you want to work with. I was worrying with these where I was like, hope none of these are acid.
Oh, no. That's just eye contact solution.
So that was kind of the big driving force for us, that we wanted to continue working together, and we knew that there were like some other awesome folks we wanted to bring in down the line.
Awesome.
And then following that, there's like a long and huge period of like uncertainty and stress and, you know, like not knowing if you're actually crazy and if this thing is going to work. And of course, nothing works initially, so you have to have like a lot of, you just have to be able to face that.
So what Mixmax is now, was that your original idea or did you guys pivot quite a bit?
Love this question. So I think interestingly and somewhat paradoxically, and sometimes I get nervous that perhaps we haven't like pivoted enough. But I think we're actually like very true to where we started out.
Okay, cool. That's awesome.
And I think the broader thing was, I don't think we had necessarily like narrowed down on like a particular implementation, but our broader thing when we started was just like, we knew we wanted to create a SaaS business, and we knew we wanted to help people communicate in ways that were like much richer and more effective than what we've done before, and that's still the mission of the company.
That's awesome.
To help people communicate and, you know, make them more expressive and effective. So,
maybe you need some more eye.
is that it? Does that firm it up?
Yeah, I think so. Let's talk a little about like the idea of Mixmax. And how did you guys go about validating your idea? So you guys got this idea and you're like, okay, what's next? How did you decide that this is what you wanted to do?
Quite a lot actually, but I think it was like very, very basic stuff. So this is like such basic and like schoolbook stuff, but I think that's the proof that it works.
Absolutely.
Literally we like built a prototype and we tested it on a bunch of people.
Okay.
And we did a product launch that was like an incredibly minimal version of the product that literally only did one thing.
Okay.
And then like we tested out if that worked.
Cool. So what's next for Mixmax? What do you guys see in the future?
So the way I love to think about this is, first, there's so many dimensions to that question, right? Because when you have a startup, I think when you start out, you think it's like all about the product.
Right.
But the product's really just one component. There's like the business side, there's the side of like the people who are part of the team and like build up the org in a way. So I think the thing I'm really excited about is taking Mixmax from, now we're like 15 people in the office, and take us from being 15 up to 30 or 45. Because that's where we want to go.
Right.
We have like total product market fit. Customers absolutely love the product. So there's so much more for us to do. And we have going back to product, incredible roadmap to execute on. So that's probably the big thing that's next and that I'm really excited about.
That's awesome.
So if you're looking for a big product reveal in that answer, you didn't get it.
No, I didn't.
One thing that you're going to see more of in Mixmax, I'll give two little teasers here.
Okay, cool.
So firstly, since we think about Mixmax as kind of a platform for all of your external communication, as we started out with. So right now, we sit on top of your email, but email is just one way by which you talk to people outside of your company or organization, right? So you're probably going to see other modes of communication make their way into Mixmax.
Right.
So that is something we're really excited about.
Cool. Exciting.
And then I'll just leave that one there a second. Cool. So when we do a follow-up, I can do another big reveal for you.
Awesome. That's what's up. So as you guys are going through and you're scaling, what do you look for when you're hiring new people?
Wow, great question. So of course it depends on role, but I think there are a couple of kind of like general characteristics in terms of people we think would be great. I was about to say great fits, and I think actually the word rather is great contributors.
Okay.
Because it's not so much about like fitting as it is to, it's just much more about like contributing to the product, the business, the culture of the org, right? But a couple of like general characteristics that have made people really successful at Mixmax. And I think the first one just is like a general characteristic of startups is like independence, drive, seeing what needs to get done, not needing like a ton of direction, having kind of like that magical mixture of like scrappiness and like grit in a way.
For sure.
So knowing that whatever you do now is going to have like a half-life of 3 weeks and it's going to be replaced by something better, but you're like really in the incremental like improvement mindset. So that's like a big chunk of it. Then I think something that's probably pretty unique with us as an org is we really, really value people who are really good communicators. So verbally written, who kind of over-communicate, and that kind of goes into something else we value, which is people who know how to like run a project. So as boring a word as it is, we kind of value project management.
Okay.
So like, and that's not with like a capital P or a capital M. It's just like, can you keep the train rolling on time? Can you like communicate with other teammates around like issues that come up or delays or things like that? And that runs like super cross-functionally. And that's something we like because it's nice when things run like a well-oiled machine.
Do you look for people who have like gone through college and gotten a college degree, or like what is like the background requirements usually like?
I don't think we have any background requirements per se.
Okay.
Well, I would say that like we don't have there are no requirements for like formal credentials, but we do like to see evidence of like outstanding like contributions or things that are remarkable in the past. So one thing we love, and this goes to the contributor aspect, is we love when we have candidates who we feel, we're going to learn so much from this candidate, or like they're going to bring this like unique viewpoint into the mix. Then we get really excited because then it's like, this person brings something to the table that like none of us have or none of us are really great at.
Yeah, let's go into marketing too a little bit. How did you guys go about first bringing on your users, and then what about after that? Like any cool growth hacks or what?
So we have actually, I would say, done absolutely nothing in marketing, and this is like a huge issue we want to fix, and one of the areas I'm like most excited about.
Yeah, for sure.
Fixing. So I think marketing for us has literally been the product itself, and we see this in metrics whereby like literally 80% of our new signups we can actually attribute to word of mouth.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is pretty awesome. And so the way we've kind of thought about growth, and I said this somewhere else too, is we don't think so much in terms of growth hacks. We think more in terms of what can we do in the product that will like exponentially expand the addressable market of the product.
Okay.
So rather than necessarily, I mean, calendaring is a huge feature for us. So even though we make improvements on calendaring all the time, it's like, oh, we have a pretty good like stronghold. We're known for our like excellence in calendaring. Perhaps there are other areas of automation that we can help people at work with, and beyond just kind of like iterating on that. So,
right.
So a really nice example of that, actually, we did what we call sequences, which are kind of like, you can think about them as pretty sophisticated campaigns or even full-on workflows that you can create. So if you're a salesperson and need to reach a bunch of prospects, or a recruiter and need to reach a bunch of candidates, you can do that like super easily with Mixmax. So that's an example of just, hey, here's like a big new feature that we can't expand into.
Right.
Add, like,
it's all about how you can move into it.
Yep, exactly.
That's awesome.
So what's the next door to knock down kind of thing.
Exactly. That's super cool.
This is coming along. I mean, this is like incredible.
It's
kind of wet.
Actually, it's a little wet. It'll actually dry out too if you like stick it out.
Nice.
Leave it outside.
You've done this before.
I've done it. I did it once before last week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool. Well, anything else you want to add?
We're hiring through the wazoo, I'd say, especially in like marketing and sales, actually, because those are kind of the two functions that we don't have in the company today. So looking for folks who have done kind of content and evangelism in the past, looking for folks who've done kind of demand gen across both free and paid in the past, looking for just general purpose PMM too.
Yeah.
Those would be some. And I'm sure they're great folks among
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Yeah, where can someone contact you if they're interested?
Shoot us a note to careers@Mixmax.
Okay.
And check out mixmax.com/careers too.
Perfect.
Or our Instagram page. So.
Yeah, awesome. Alrighty guys, thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for making slime with me.
Thank you. I was shaking hand, but like it's all wet and
it's all wet and slimy. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. And if you didn't like this video, tell us why, because it's really important to me that you guys enjoy these videos and like watching them as much as we enjoy making them.
Yeah, this was really fun.
Yeah, it's awesome. Bye guys.
Cheers.